Encouragement of Climb director discusses pros, cons of using real-life reference photos in anime. In an interview published in Anime Style issue number 14, Encouragement of Climb director Yosuke Yoto and chief animation director Yosuke Matsuo discussed the pros and cons of using real-life reference photos in anime. They said that the goal of the animation is to make the viewer feel as they are climbing mountains alongside the characters. In order to get across, the staff climbed the mountains depicting in the anime, and Yamamoto himself took many photos as reference. In this day and age, we have things like Street View and Google Earth, so we can easily obtain footage of, say, Mount Takao from the sky. But if I use that, it will be encouragement of climb. By going there myself and taking photos at the height as I observe them, Aoi's point of view comes more naturally to me when I put the photos in chronological order and draw the storyboards. You also find that he has construct layouts, and you have to put yourself into the shoes of characters. Said that I would encourage him to climb. He went for long shots and close-ups to make it feel more intimate, and avoided using aerial shots because he will put distance between the viewers and the characters. He said that by the time they were working on the second season, the staff more or less understood Yamamoto's approach. It would draw his storyboards without needing to be told. Yamamoto pointed out the difference between taking the photos yourself and using photos taken by others as reference. It's not standard practice to replicate every single detail in a photo and the storyboard layout. Therefore, even a drawing that closely follows a reference photo will crop the image. If the artist hasn't been to the location themselves, then their cropping may result in the image not properly conveying the atmosphere of the location. Since I've been to the location and know it best, there are many times when I shapely correct the other artist's work, Yamamoto said. For the production of Encouragement of Climb, Yamamoto attached reference photos to storyboards and passed them to the background, art staff, and the animation directors. This saves time because he doesn't have to draw the main features shown in the photo himself. However, his approach is not necessarily standard in the industry. It was frowned upon the earlier times. When I started out as a director, I was often told, it's heresy to stick photos onto the storyboards. Although not every photo can easily translate the anime, Encouragement of Climb has a firm-like approach to cinematography, so a number of photos can be translated directly to anime after they have been edited to fit the 69 screen. There are still problems for the background art staff to deal with, like what level of detail should be replicated in the anime and what the focus of the shot should be. But the background art staff has gradually become more accustomed to dealing with photos. When we started working on the first season, the background art staff told me to stop using photos as layouts because they wanted to draw their own pictures instead of relying too much on photos. So I used the photos as reference and did all the layouts by hand. It's because the first season was a short anime, they had the time available to do that. But with the second season, the staff change in the industry itself had moved to the point where photos are seen as valid. Part of the change was inspired by the need to introduce time-saving measures. Matsuo mentioned that there are times when it doesn't bother drawing up blueprints for a shot at all, it just sends everyone's reference photo instead. Nevertheless, large chunks of Encouragement of Climb layouts are still drawn by hand. Yamamoto mentioned that Matsuo drew all the layouts for the first half of the Encouragement of the Climb. Give from memory is over by hand. It's not easy to accomplish because photos guarantee a certain level of realism, and Yamamoto hopes that they had a positive effects on the anime. In some cases, the realism provided by photos as a downside. There are cases in the third season where the staff did retakes of shots in order to make them more picturesque instead of photorealistic. If you replicate the photo as is, it somehow comes across as lacking. In the pre-digital era, everyone was impressed with photo-like backgrounds, but these days it'll be like, oh, it's just a photo. Leave it at that. Ivujo is not actually a photo. That's the context in which Matsuo lent his efforts towards making it look closer to a picture. Ivujo is an animator and not a background artist. Matsuo remarked that recreating animation is all about controlling the level of detail presented on screen. Reference to photos represents a finished answer, and further the staff decides to what to take or remove. Yamamoto concluded by saying that he doesn't aspire towards incorporation a high level of detail in the anime, but rather that he wants to capture comfort and a sense of warmth drawn to the artwork. I think the first season handled the balance the best, he said.